You can do Nayania Baria, Nayania Manania, Manania. You can do Nayania Baria, Nayania Manania.
From the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council, this is the A Cuppa and a Yarn podcast.
Welcome to our podcast, A Cuppa and a Yarn, brought to you by the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council. I'm Michelle Aleksandrovics-Lovegrove. Our guest this week is a man who's overcome a lot to become a man capable of some pretty hair-raising athletic feats, and very much more. Jack Wilson starred in the reality TV series Australian Ninja Warrior as the Deadly Ninja, whose flamboyant style and athletic prowess saw him become a fan favourite. Wearing the colours of the Aboriginal flag and painting himself up, Jack was wildly popular as the Deadly Ninja. Australian Ninja Warrior has propelled Jack into a life very different to the one he left behind. Jack discusses his past issues with alcohol and drugs and how he turned his life around after becoming involved with the Indigenous Marathon Project, mentored by Olympian Rob de Castella. He's now in demand as an Indigenous health advocate and motivational speaker. I hope you enjoyed this episode of A Cuppa and a Yarn with Deadly Ninja Jack Wilson.
You can do Nayania Baria, Nayania Manania, Manania.
It all comes from back in the days, growing up in the bush, climbing up trees and, jumping off cliffs and going swimming in the water holes and that. But it's one of my passions is to, get out there and be healthy, swing around, feel good, have a clear mind. So, yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, sort of growing up in the bush. You are from Queensland, yes? And
Yep.
Who's your mob?
Yeah, Kalkadoon man from Mount Isa, Cloncurry region on my father's side. But I was born and bred in Cairns, North Queensland, on the east coast there, up in the tropics. And my mother's from the Welsh descent. So over in the UK there, which I'm still yet to explore that avenue and explore, that culture. So it was, a bit into my teenage years until I started to understand culture and what it was all about and what it meant to me. So that's something that I'm very proud of, and that's something I hold close to my heart, and that's what keeps me going every single day is where I come from. So, and I just want to let everyone out there know that it's never too late to understand where you come from, and it's never too late to make a decision, to find that out, ask questions to family members, and, explore, because that's where our strength comes from, is our bloodline.
It's interesting you saying, with your mum being Welsh, and that's a side that you need to explore. My very basic understanding of Welsh culture anyway is very strong people as well. So if you're Kalkadoon, he told me it was Kalkadoon, and I went, ooh, you're Kalkadoon. No, because Kalkadoon's got a bit of reputation.
Yeah, warriors.
Yeah,
we were warriors
absolutely.
Back in the day. So, but in saying that, I feel like we've all got a warrior inside of us, no matter where you come from. So you could draw that inspiration from deep down inside, no matter what your culture is, and you can be passionate about that, and you can strive to be the best you can be, no matter where you come from. So we've all got it somewhere inside there.
We got a little one down the front here. Would you say you're a warrior? Are you a warrior?
Of course he is.
I'm warrior.
Yeah, very good. What's your name?
Noah.
Is there anything you'd like to ask Deadly Ninja? Okay. If you want to ask Deadly Ninja.
He taught me how to train.
Yeah, I taught him how to train yesterday. I know Noah. Hey, bud.
And
You get deadly, eh, Bruss?
And so what was that like?
Good.
All right, thanks, Noah. I'm glad to see you here. Noah's sitting here in the front row. So for people listening to our podcast, he's sitting here looking at you.
That's why I'm here, is to pave the way and make a footprint for these kids to follow my direction and follow the lead. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
We've just got a lot more ninjas. Have just all come in a big hurry, because they've just realised that you're here. It's great. It's great.
Bring them out. Where are they? Tell them all.
Yeah. Well,
go get your friends.
Are they your grandkids? Yeah.
Yeah, I know all these kids.
Okay, Uncle.
Let's go,
if you want to ask a question, we need to do it on the microphone because we're doing a podcast. So you just signal me, okay? And I'll hold it for you.
Righty, my name's Graham. I'm from Dungari country. All them kids that just come in is my grandkids. and they was up there for Dash for Splash.
Yeah, I remember Dash for
And-
Splash. Yep.
They come and told me, hey, the Ninja Warrior, he's going to jump out of an aeroplane. What happened? You never.
I was supposed to, but the winds picked up. Yeah, I will. Yeah. So did you see Marley skydiving yesterday with the flag? Did you all see that? So I've just become an official skydiver myself, and Marley, he's from
So
Moree.
You're not frightened of
Hey.
skydiving,
Skydiving, yeah.
but did you do it before?
I only started this year. The first time I was scared as hell. Like I never thought I'd ever be able to jump out of a plane because I was fearful. Thought I was going to die, and then I'd done it, and now I'm in love with it. So I want to, yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
No worries. And I want to teach all you kids, if you want to skydive, we're going to be starting up a skydiving school so we can teach you. All right? Marley Nolan Duncan, he's from Moree. He's been jumping for about 15 years now. And his dream was to start an Indigenous skydiving school so we can open that pathway and create opportunities. Because what it does, skydiving isn't just jumping out of a plane. What it does is it opens up your mind. It pushes you past fear because we don't know what is behind fear. Fear is an assumption. Fear is something that doesn't exist. So we think of fear. We don't know. Something can scare us, right? But we don't know if it's going to happen or not. So danger is, that's real. If you're in danger, that's real. But fear is something that we make up in our own mind. Oh my God, what are they going to think of me? Oh my God, I'm going to die. But you don't know that yet. Okay, so behind fear is magic.
You're listening to A Cuppa and a Yarn. Don't forget, November 30 is election day for the New South Wales Land Rights Network. You can lodge your postal vote or go to a polling booth on the day. Head over to the website at alc.org.au for more details.
You're listening to A Cuppa and a Yarn. This is a podcast from the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council, and you can listen back to this via any podcasting service on your mobile device later. My name's Michelle Aleksandrovics-Lovegrove, and I'm speaking with Deadly Ninja Jack Wilson. Now, what I wanted to do, because, you weren't always Deadly Ninja.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So there was another time, and we've got a lot of young people in the audience today. So we want to go back because this may help you understand that he wasn't always. He's a hero. He's a hero, but not always. And he's just like everyone else. And proof, I guess, from what you've done is that anybody can achieve anything if they really commit. Yeah, and put their mind to it. Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
So when you grew up mainly in Cairns, you're culturally Kalkadoon, Mount Isa, etc. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm actually the youngest in the family, so I am the baby. I've got two older brothers, and yeah, they were hard on me, them fellas. They give me grief, they tormented me, and they give me a hard time because I was a chubby fella growing up too. I was a fat kid, and I was a mummy's boy as well.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, so they give me a hard time and they put me through the ringer and they built... But you know what they did do? I can thank them for that is because they give me tough skin now. They give me a shield. So all that hardship they put me through, they made me stronger. And it made me the man I am today. So if you are going through something at the moment, it's a blessing to be going through that. I must admit, it must feel tough at the time and you can feel discomfort or sadness, but it's making you stronger for the future.
So growing up in Cairns as a child, I'd imagine it would be a lovely place to grow up, was it?
Yeah, beautiful up there. Cairns, far north Queensland, home of the tropics. Waterfalls, the rain trees, you got the tablelands there, you got Coranda. Humid though, hot, very hot, but beautiful weather all year round. Nice rain, green, just vibrant, good vibes. Lots of, like beautiful walks, swimming holes and all that. And yeah, just if you've ever been there, you'd know it. You'd know Cairns. And if you've never been there, get up there. Yeah.
So, I mean, despite all of that, though, I guess when you're a local somewhere, you do see things through different eyes. So, it's sort of like, okay, this is the place I live. All of that great stuff, but you were heading down a path that was not a path that was going to be good for you, weren't you? Yeah,
and we will touch base on that for sure. And I must say that I am a very, very privileged boy. I've got, as you heard, 2 older brothers. I've got two parents. I've got a mother and father. And I can find myself being very privileged of that. I'm very grateful. And, a lot of people out there don't have those things in their life. They don't have role models. They don't have leaders in their life. So that's something I really, hold close to me, and I'm very grateful for that. And, I was immersed in football. I was immersed in culture, my family. I had, cousins and nephews and nieces always around me. So I'll make sure I remember that a lot of people out there don't have those things, okay? So you got to make sure that you share that with others, and you remember that times aren't too hard, or life is not hard if you got parents and family around you, because some people don't have it, all right? When I turned 12 and we moved to Townsville, so 4 hours south of Cairns, went to high school there. Went to an all-boys school called Ignatius Park College, and I was not an academic student. I couldn't learn. I didn't like school. I was struggling at school. I didn't really get good grades at school. I always got in trouble. Could never just focus. But when it come to like arts and crafts or sports, I was boom. I was there, I was playing footy, always hands-on. So it doesn't matter in life if you're not academically smart. You just got to stick to what you love. You can always learn something, all right? And it's who you surround yourself with. But I won't get stuck on that too much. When I was 14 years old, my parents split up. So I was very vulnerable at that age. I was very young. I could understand what was going on. So it was a very tough time for me. I always thought my parents were supposed to be together forever. But, that's life. Things can happen like that. And I left school not too long after that, about 15 years old. So I am a high school dropout, never finished. And I got straight into the working force at 15 years old in the real world. So I become a boilermaker straight away. So a boilermaker is, steel, welding steel and making, like building stuff, really, in a shed. And I hated it. I didn't like it. I started to get introduced to drugs and alcohol at this age of 16. Temptations, hanging around the wrong crowds, going out for the weekends, and staying late at night, staying out late, and parents were split up at this time. See, well, Mum went one way and Dad stayed at the house.
So were you living with your dad?
Yeah, I went with Dad because he let me do anything I wanted.
Yeah, okay.
So he gave me that free leg there, but I had to learn myself, I really did. And I didn't know what life was about at that point. So I just done things. I taste tested things. I started drinking, started taking drugs, smoking. But I didn't know what life was about. That's all I know. That's all I seen. I seen my dad do it. I seen my uncles do it. My aunties do it. So what do you know? We don't know. So we just do what you see. Monkey do. And that went on for like 6 years, from the age of 16 to 21.
Oh,
5
that
years.
long?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I thought you pulled out of it earlier, but
no.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing it for a while, and what was that doing to my fitness and my love for football and for training and that? It was killing my passion, but I didn't know that at the time. I felt good. It made me feel good, but little did I know it was an artificial high. It was something that only lasted for a little bit. You go up and then go down. And I was starting to get upset and starting to get, depressed in a way, because Mum used to sit me down and she used to go, "What's wrong, boy? What's wrong?" And I used to say, "I don't know, Mum. I don't know. It's not you. It's not you." And she goes, "What have I done? What have I done?" I was like, "It's not you." I didn't know what was wrong with me, but little did I know there was all these effects from the drugs and alcohol, like all the depressants. So thinking of it now, I know exactly what it was doing, but then I didn't know.
So you clearly changed. What was the change? Was it a one thing, or was it a gradual awareness? Because you did get involved with, Rob de Castella, and he's got a great project called the Indigenous Marathon Project. But had you turned the corner before then, or was that the change for you?
Well, the thing was, I love running, see? I love running. I love the feeling what running does to me. I know it sounds boring, but when you go running, it's an opportunity to spend time with yourself and to have conversations with yourself, because you are your own mentor at the end of the day. outer energies and outer sources and thoughts and words from parents, from teachers, from your friends. Their voices become your voice. So little did I know growing up, when I used to hear like, oh, you're fat, or you got bony legs, or you know, you're white, or you can't do this, you can't do that. All them voices, they manifested into my own head. So then I'd hear them voices, but that's not my voice. So you got to realise that, guys. When you got negative voices in your head, that's only voices from opinions of others that have become your voice. Okay. So what I done was, when I used to run, I used to talk to myself. I used to listen to positive affirmations. I used to listen to motivational speeches off YouTube. And I used to hear positivity over and over and over to reprogram my own voice, to make those voices become my voice. Okay? And running was a passion of mine, so I ran every single day. But the drugs and the going out and the alcohol was taking me away from that. So this Marathon Foundation, run by Robert D. Costella, they call it the IMF, Indigenous Marathon Foundation, has started in 2010 by Robert D. Costella. For those of you that don't know Robert D. Costella, he's an icon. He's a legend of Australia, marathon champion, running champion, and he represented our country. So he started this foundation to raise awareness for mental health, for our physical health of our people, because our people are dying young, we're getting chronic illnesses, and we're becoming very sick. So we're trying to create role models to stand up and be advocates for this space. And I was brought to the awareness of this in 2013 when my father used to read the Koori Mail, and he seen this this write up there. Jack, you want to go to New York? There's this running program to go to New York for free. You know, I went, true, for free.
He's
all
like,
right.
oh, I'm there. Oh,
Yeah.
I've got to train though, huh?
I got to train, yeah. Well, I didn't know what a marathon was.
Yeah.
Which is a 42.195k run. So it can take up to 3 hours or 6 hours, depending on who you are and where your fitness levels are. And my dad was one of my mentors, and he taught me how to believe in myself, and he taught me how to visualize, and he always would like kick me up the arse and go, Jack, you know, you still running, or you still want to play footy, or he'd just be there at my ear, always like telling me to do things. And he brought it to my attention, and at that point I wanted to change as a person, because meanwhile I was doing all this naughty stuff, and you know, out on the weekends with my mates, I'd always have these visions in my head that I wanted to do great things, and I wanted to inspire my people, and I wanted to change as a person, and I wanted to believe in myself, and I could visualize me being, you know, on a podium, and me smiling and people yelling out my name and go Jack Wilson. And I used to see, you know, like high-fiving people, and I used to picture myself at events like this taking photos with people. So we've all got that vision in our head, and when I say that, you can make that vision become a reality at some point. You just got to make sure you believe in yourself and you follow the right paths and you listen to yourself, listen to the signs. And I took that opportunity right then and there. I went to Cairns and done the trial. We had to do a 5-kilometre run. We had to do an interview with Rob D. Costella and his team. And then I started to get exposed to what it was all about. It wasn't just a marathon. We're doing it as a vehicle. The running was a vehicle to get to the, you know, to our message, which was the health and the future of our culture.
So you undertook that. You did the training. I know it's a rough road. I mean, running a marathon's huge. You went to New York.
Yeah.
So how was that experience?
Yeah, so I made the team. It's a 12-man team, so 6 men, 6 women. And it's 7 months to a marathon, really. I never run over 5 kilometres. I had to train for something where I had to run for 42k. So we got given a training program, 6 days a week. I had to run every day. Had 1 day off. I had to eat healthy. I had to go to bed early. I had to stop hanging around my mates because they didn't understand what I was trying to do.
Now what was that like? Because you were in a habit of years of that type of lifestyle. So all of a sudden you've changed. Like, you know, maybe a lot of the young people here, you want to turn your life around or whatever. you've got all your mates there who don't want you to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard.
It is hard because you think they're your closest mates and they're going to believe in your journey and believe in your vision, but that's not always the case. You know, they might not understand your vision or your journey. So you've got to use that as fuel. You can't sit there and go, oh, don't they believe in me? Oh, aren't you going to support me? Nah, kick them away, push them away and go, I'm taking this. I'm going on this journey on my own, whether you like it or not. And you know what? They'll realise that. They'll see that you're persistent. They'll see that you're persevering. And if anything, you'll attract positive people in your life that support you and that want you to be the best you can be. You know? And there will be haters too. You'll have family members that'll turn their back on you maybe at the end of the day. But you just got to hope for the best for them, and you got to worry about yourself.
That's right. And there will always be some who will come back, or some who will stick with you the whole time. So I know it's hard when you're a kid to think about losing friends. It's really rough. But, you know.
At the end of the day, I feel like our main purpose on this earth is to love and care for each other. And,
that's right.
And share, no matter what. Never hold grudges. You never hold any hate. You just got to love everyone for who they are. And that's the philosophy in life is peace, I feel.
So I've got to ask you, I mean, you made the team for that marathon. Did you complete it?
Yeah, I did complete it in 7 months.
But did you complete the marathon in New York?
Yeah, I did complete it. Yeah, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
No, because I mean, a lot of people don't. A lot of people get there, they're good enough, they're on the team, but then, you know, on the day, it's really difficult. Eh?
Some people don't, get injured out there. Yeah, Rob always said to us, he said, you can die out there. There's a lot of twists and turns. You're going to hit a lot of potholes. You're going to come across some demons in your own head. You're going to face some dark spots. He said, what you got to do is you got to remember, you're here for a purpose. You're here for your culture. You're here for your people. You're here to, be a better person and lead the way. And I hit the wall in that marathon. So hitting the wall is when you hit a point where you got no energy left. You got nothing left. Your legs are burning. Your lungs are screaming, and you just want to give up. You want to stop. But he said to us, you can't stop. Write your family's name on your hand. Write the Aboriginal flag there. Write your mum and dad's name, whatever inspires you, put it there. And every time you want to give up, you look at those messages because they're here with you.
Oh, I'm tearing up here.
Have these tissues.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
It is, and I finished the marathon in 3 hours and 14 minutes, which was a solid little gallop for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
I wanted to bust the 3 hour mark, but the next one, I just was happy to be there and happy to finish it. And I must admit, guys, when I crossed that finish line, I was stumbling and I nearly fell over. And I seen my mentor, Rob Di Castello, and I ran over, give him a hug, and he goes, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Jack. You can achieve anything you want in this life. And I said to him, I knew right then and there, after I achieved that marathon, I could achieve and be whoever I wanted to be. So what it done was, for me, it unlocked my belief and my vision.
From the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council, you're listening to A Cuppa and a Yarn.
And so after that, and I'm really interested because I've got no idea, is how you got into the show Australian Ninja Warrior, because that's what's vaulted you into a lot of attention, being on that program. Yeah,
the Ninja Warrior, so Ninja Warrior didn't happen straight after this marathon in 2013.
It was a little while?
It was a little while, and I did go back off track again. I started drinking again, and I started, doing a bit of drugs here and there because I thought that was the best way to reward myself, but it wasn't. It was taking me straight back into that slump. And I was thinking to myself, I just done this amazing thing. I just went to New York with the Indigenous Marathon Foundation with Rob Di Castello, and I've gone back to drinking. How do you think I felt?
How do you think he felt? Do you think he felt good? No.
I felt gammon.
Yeah.
I felt gammon. I felt yucky. I didn't want to tell anyone. But then I started to think, I'm only human at the end of the day. We can go off track. We can make mistakes. You know, no one's perfect in this life, not even me. I still have voices in my head that say I can't do it. But what I remembered was I'm resilient, we're resilient, and we can bounce back. So I started to reevaluate my life, get back on track there, got back to my training, what I love, started training again, fell in love with this style of training called calisthenics, which is all body weight, pull-ups, chin-ups, push-ups, dips, core. I love to do core. So I fell in love with that training. You know those bars you can see out in the park?
Yep.
Pull-up bars? I found one of them and just started doing pull-ups for days. Started to build my back strength and my grip strength. And the Ninja Warrior come up on Facebook in 2015. I was on the Gold Coast at this point, and it said, do you want to be Australia's first Ninja Warrior? And I went, yes. I was on Facebook there at work, swiping through, hiding from the boss, as we do. And then I applied for it right then and there. I applied for it, and in the application there was a question that said, we encourage you to wear a costume. And the first thing that went off in my head was, ding, 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 budgie smugglers. And I said to myself, I can't wear budgie smugglers on national TV, can I?
A former Prime Minister did, so I think you could.
Yeah, true way. And I went, I can do whatever I want in this life. Who's to tell me what I can and can't do? And the main reason I want to do it because it had the, Aboriginal colours, and I wanted to inspire people, and I wanted to overcome my fear, and I wanted to overcome them voices that my brothers put me through. That I was, too fat, or my legs were bony. And I was like, this is a good chance for me to do it in front of millions of people and be proud of it. So I can let yous know that yous can overcome that voice as well.
Make your mark on November 30. That's election day for the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Rights Network. Members, just go to our website at www.alc.org.au to find out how to lodge a postal vote and how to vote on the day.
You're listening to A Cuppa and a Yarn. This is a podcast from the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council. And we're live, as you can hear.
Yeah, having a good... run away. Oh, we went under too. Woo!
Live from the 49th annual Koori Knockout. So we're actually sitting smack bang on the side of Field 1, the Bill Smith Field. So, things are getting pretty exciting at the moment now. But we've got a lovely crowd in here in the NSWALC tent. And thanks for listening to Deadly Ninja Jack Wilson. Now, we're talking about you going on the show.
Yeah.
So you did do all of that. Has anyone here... did you watch Jack on the show? Look, we got excited hands
got one
here.
person there that tuned in.
No.
I got a few more.
I think there's a few here. I think they're just shy. So do you mind if I stop down for a moment and I might just walk around, because I think some people might have some questions for you.
Yeah.
You got time for a couple of questions?
Yeah.
All right. So anyone got a question? Denise, I know you've got one. Yeah, I know she has. Hang on.
Yep. How are you?
Yeah, hang on a sec. So just tell Jack your name and ask your question, and I'll hold the microphone for you.
Hi, Jack.
Hello.
My name's Denise. I just want to let you know that my family are a huge fan of yours. I've got a granddaughter who's 4 years old who'd scream of every time if you made another step to the next, whatever you do.
Yeah, next level, yeah.
The next level. So, and then we watched you in the international ones, the world one.
Oh, yep.
So, like, my grandchildren are just so inspired by you. So I just want to say thank you for that, and we can't wait till next year. But yeah, we love you.
No, I
haven't got a question. I just want to tell you that I'm a fan. And my grandchildren are a fan from the age of 17 down to 4 years old.
Yeah, I appreciate that,
all of
and
them, all of them.
That just reassures me that I'm on the right track, and what I'm doing is being heard out there across our whole demographic, not just teenagers or our young men. It's happening to our young girls too, from the age of 4, as you mentioned. I'm working I am working in that space across the health sector across Australia. Ever since the show, been working with in the kindergarten through to preschool, primary school, high schools, working with troubled youth as well, detention centres, and also our elders too. So I'm working with chronic illness now, trying to use the platform and use the Ninja Warrior as a vehicle to push that message of health that I learnt from the Marathon Foundation that Rob DiCastella taught me. So yeah, there's going to be a whole range of ninjas coming through the ranks in the next few years. Yeah.
My name's Nicholas. I just want to know, how'd you feel when you fell off straight away in the second round?
No worries, brother. What's your name?
Nicholas.
Thanks, brother. I'm happy that you brought that up because the third season on Ninja Warrior just recently, I had the worst season of my career on there, and it was a humbling experience because I had a lot more fans and supporters now, and I had a lot more I had a lot of responsibility and a lot of pressure on my shoulders. But what I went out there with is I went out there with the persona that I wanted to be myself, and I wanted to remember to expect the worst and expect the best. And what I really showed that day was I was humble in defeat. I wanted to be myself, and I wanted to let people know that I'm going to be back next year, and this isn't going to stop me. All right? So if we fall down in life, we've got to remember that it's not the end of the world. We can use that to our strength, to go back and train harder, to be resilient. That's how I felt.
Thank you. Has anyone else got a question? Am I seeing a hand somewhere? Okay, we've got one round here. I'll just walk around here, up the back.
I just got a question. How do you stay motivated?
So, the motivation, I think the motivation is the biggest one for us all. What keeps us going? What gets us out of bed in the morning? You know, what overcomes them voices, those negative voices that I'm too sore, I'm too tired, or I can't do it, or I can't do this. What we've got to remember is that we're only human, and we've got to embrace those feelings and those emotions and those voices, because it's all not sunshine and rainbows. We've got to go through that adversity to push through. But I feel like every individual has a different purpose and a different direction. What we've got to do is you've got to write down what you love to do, what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. Is it your kids? Is it your health? Is it your culture? Or is it to prove to someone that you are good or you are worth it? You got to write these things down, and you got to put them where you can see them. Put them on the fridge. Put them on in the shower mirror where you're brushing your teeth. Put them beside your bed. Whatever makes you happy, do that more every day. All right? And when you do find yourself in a slump, I like to surround myself with positive people. People that encourage me. People that support me. People that are there for me. And I'll tell you what, energy is real, man. Wherever energy goes, energy flows. If you're with negative people, you'll slump your shoulders straight away. You'll start to feel isolated. You're with positive people, you start to lift your chest up. And be conscious of your breath. I feel like a lot of people breathe to here. Start to connect yourself with your spirit. Breathe. Breathe. Use your diaphragm. Start to eat healthy. Look after our bodies. Right? As I said before, the words we hear out in the world all becomes our own voice. So be responsible for what you take into your mind. Be responsible. All right? And we got one life, man. One life. That's all. And it can be slipped away like that. And that's how I wake up every day. I wake up and I go, I got one life. I got one opportunity to meet as many people as I can, to make an impact to as many humans as I can. And the most valuable currency I found in life was to give. Just to give. That's all. People want to be loved, man. We just want to share the love. That's all. So that's my words for you, sis. Thank you for that. Yep.
Okay, thank you. You're listening to A Cuppa and a Yarn. This is a podcast from the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council. We're speaking live at the 49th Annual Koori Knockout with Jack Wilson. I'm going to take one final question and then... and so we'll come over here to... what's your name, young man?
Hey, Jack, it's Paul.
Hey, bud.
Just a question for you. I mean, you talked about your marathon background, and then you got into, sort of the calisthenics that you were talking about. What do you think's the perfect mix of background and, I don't know, exercise physiology to be able to conquer the Ninja Warrior? Have you poured time into thinking about what else do I need? I mean, the guy that won it this year, he had a bit of a golfing background too, didn't he? So
yeah. So as a lot of you already know, that it's a lot of grip strength. So the rock climbers do really well. The gymnastics, parkour. If you do parkour, that's a good one. So infusion of those. Climbing trees, like there's a few arborists that climb trees for a living. That golfer now, he's a gymnast since he was this high. So they didn't mention that. They said he was just a golfer full time, but he's actually put in the work. And he's Aboriginal, by the way. You know, he's pale skin, redhead, but he's from Cherbourg. So I'm going to help him expose his story and share his message too. And he doesn't know much about his culture because his family was in, they were part of the stolen generation there. So I want to help him get out in the communities, and he wants to do work with the kids too. But yeah, gymnastics, mob, rock climbing, parkour, and just hanging off things. Go hang off something, off a tree, go climb some trees. But make sure the main muscle and the main thing you got to train is your mind. Whatever you think every day, whatever you visualize, that's what's going to happen. So you got to tell yourself positive thoughts every day. All right? Because when you go out on that Ninja Warrior course, you're there by yourself. You got a lot of people watching, you got cameras, a lot of nerves, a lot of pressure. You got to stay focused up here. Visualization. So you got to visualize your run. It's going to go smoothly. You got to visualize yourself scoring tries, or if you're out on the field playing. So yeah, that's my tips for the Ninja Warrior.
Make your mark on November the 30th, the election day for the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Rights Network. Members, go to our website at www.alc.org.au to find out more information.
So, Jack, in terms of what you're doing at the moment, I know that you've really come on board in the whole sort of health advocacy, and as an ambassador, you've been working with a Wabakal medical service, health service, and AH&MRC on some of their projects. So can you tell us a little bit about what they're about, what you're trying to do?
Yeah, so linking up with organisations that are on the same journey, on the same path, and just want to be brought into the community and be a part of the family, across the whole board of Australia. I'm pretty much I don't like to pigeonhole myself with particular groups, but I like to be the face of Australia. I want to let everyone know that I'm in the space for everyone. But with these mob here have taken me in as one of their own too. AH and MRC are, trying to inspire our kids to get their health checks, to make sure that our bloodlines are healthy in the future. Because if we don't act now, will there be a future for our people? But these kids are our future, so we want to make sure that they're leading the way and handing them the torch. So I want to be a voice for these people. I want to use my platform as much as possible, for a Wabakal, for AH and MRC, for Quit Be Fit, for Deadly Choices. All these same companies and organisations are going towards the same message, health. So we're all in it together. It's all about unity. And I think belief is the main thing. Apart from everything else, we've got to make sure we're eating well. I'm so happy that I overcome, that dark path, going down that wrong path as a child, and finally seeing the light and being myself, and now sharing the positivity and the energy with everyone else. But we're only human at the end of the day, and it's never too late to make a change or make a decision, no matter how old you are.
So for these young fellas who are here today, and they're not, I'll let you go watch your footy, which I know you want to do. You were talking about, it's food, exercise. I mean, there's a whole heap of things, culture, but your brain. You mentioned a couple of minutes ago that the power of your own thought is probably the most important of them all.
Yeah. And to just everybody listen to this podcast and that are here today, just the main thing, the main gift and the most unique gift is to be yourself. Do that. Be yourself. That's your main gift. You're unique. Don't try to be like anyone else because everyone else is taken. The best thing I ever done was to be myself and be proud of that. So whatever you love to do, whether it's Ninja Warrior or whether it's cultural dancing or art or music or golf or netball, volleyball, whatever you love to do that every day as much as you can.
From the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council, this is A Cuppa and a Yarn.
You can do Nayania Baraya, Nayania Manania, Manania. You can do Nayania Baraya, Nayania Manania, Manania, Manania.